Who said what? The true Lucy versus the imposter Lucy. From quotes and interviews. The final battle between the Lord and the kingdom of Satan will be about marriage and the family. Don't be afraid, because whoever works for the sanctity of marriage and the family will always be fought against and opposed in every way, because this is the decisive issue. Nevertheless, Our Lady has already crushed his head. She denies that the third secret was supposed to be revealed in 1960, even though it was she herself who had indicated that the secret ought to be revealed either by 1960 or upon her death, whichever came first. Our Lady of Fatima opened her hands once more as she had done during the 2 previous months. The rays of light seemed to penetrate the earth, and we saw as it were a sea of fire. Plunged in this fire were demons and souls of the damned in human form, like transparent burning embers, all blackened or burnished bronze, floating about in the conflagration, now raised into the air by the flames that issued from within themselves, together with great clouds of smoke. Now falling back on every side like sparks in huge fires, without weight or equilibrium, amid shrieks and groans of pain and despair, which horrified us and made us tremble with fear. It must have been this sight which caused me to cry out as people say they heard me. The demons could be distinguished from the souls of the damned by their terrifying and repellent likeness to frightful and unknown animals, black and transparent like burning coals. This vision lasted but an instant. How can we ever be grateful enough to our kind Heavenly Mother, who had already prepared us by promising, in the first apparition, to take us to heaven? Otherwise, I think we would have died of fear and terror. Our Lady then explained to the children, "You have seen hell where the souls of poor sinners go." She declares that John Paul II's consecration of March 25, 1984 was valid, even though it involved only a majority and not all Catholic bishops. She says that Russia did not need to be mentioned explicitly by name in the consecration, since the year 1929 had passed, and the errors of Russia had already spread. We saw an angel with a flaming sword in his left hand. Flashing, it gave out flames that looked as though they would set the world on fire, but they died out in contact with the splendor that Our Lady radiated toward him from her right hand. Pointing to the earth with his right hand, the angel cried out in a loud voice, "Penance, penance, penance." She states in agreement with the Vatican that the secret was intended only for the Pope, but he could have revealed it if he had wanted to. The first thing I learned was the Hail Mary. She explains that World War II was a war against the Jews, who continue to be a chosen people of God. This statement is very strange since Sister Lucy had never before spoken of the Jews, yet here she approvingly uses the precise phrase that was promoted by the liberals and modernists in support of Jewish ecumenism. She states that we are in the third day of the Fatima week, which is ongoing. Sister Lucy explicitly claims that the triumph of the Immaculate Heart has taken place. It began when Our Lady saved John Paul II's life in St. Peter's Square on May 13, 1981. But then she renders this triumph meaningless by adding that the triumph is an ongoing process. Ratzinger, as Benedict XVI, will contradict this statement in May 2010 by saying that the triumph of the Immaculate Heart has not yet occurred. Sister Lucy's closing message is, "He who is not with the Pope is not with God."